On March 27, 2009, 8-year-old Sandra Cantu vanished from Tracy, California. This footage shows her last known moments alive. Her body was discovered 10 days later inside a suitcase in a local irrigation pond. This is her tragic story. Sandra was playing at a friend's house on March 27, 2009, before returning home around 4 p.m. She left later to play at another friend's house, but did not return for dinner. Her family reported her missing at 7:53 p.m. However, after the body was discovered in the suitcase Huckabee reported stolen, investigators scrutinized her actions more closely. They noted the odd coincidence of her finding a note about a suitcase used to hide Cantu's body. Witnesses, including a retired Marine, reported seeing Huckabee and her SUV near the irrigation pond around the time of Cantu's disappearance. Surveillance footage confirmed Huckabee's vehicle was in the area shortly after Cantu was last seen. Investigators searched Huckabee's church and found a rolling pin with a bloody smear that tested positive for Cantu's DNA. On April 10, 2009, Huckabee was arrested and charged with Cantu's murder. She later pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and kidnapping to avoid the death penalty and was sentenced to life without parole. During sentencing, Huckabee expressed confusion over her actions, stating, "I still cannot understand why I did what I did." Sandra Renee Cantu, 8 at the time of her death, lived at Orchard Estates Mobile Home Park in Tracy, California, with her mother, grandparents, and 3 older siblings. She was a second-grade student at Melville S. Jacobson Elementary School. On Friday, March 27, 2009, Cantu played at a friend's house after school until approximately 4 p.m. when she returned home. She later left home saying that she was going to play at another friend's house. When she did not return for dinner, she was reported missing to the local police at 7:53 p.m. Police collected footage recorded by a surveillance camera near the family home. The footage, which showed Cantu crossing the street in front of her home before moving out of frame, was played on national news stations. A search of the mobile home complex was conducted without results, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, was called in to assist on the case. Throughout the weekend of March 28 to 29th, police dogs, equestrian teams, all-terrain vehicles, and a helicopter from the California Highway Patrol were brought in to search for Cantu. A $22,000 reward was offered for information in the case. One early suspect was a local man who was witnessed kissing Cantu on the lips 2 years earlier at a local swimming pool when she was 6. He was interviewed and cleared of any involvement. On April 6th, a suitcase containing Cantu's body was found during routine draining of an irrigation pond. An autopsy established that Cantu had been beaten and sexually abused with a foreign object before being smothered, while toxicology results showed that she had ingested alprazolam. Upon finding Cantu's body, police became suspicious of several coincidences regarding Melissa Huckabee, a 28-year-old Sunday school teacher who also lived in the Orchard Estates Mobile Home Park and whose daughter was a friend of Cantu. On the day Cantu disappeared, Huckabee sent a text to Cantu's mother that said, "Tell the police that I had something stolen today around 4 p.m. I don't know if that makes a difference or not." The next day, during a vigil for Cantu, Huckabee approached police and FBI agents to report that she had found a note on the ground. They reported she was very agitated, crying, hyperventilating. The note read, "Cantu locked in stolen 6 suitcase, thrown in water on Bucketty Road and Whitehall Road, witness." Huckabee had a history of mental health problems, including borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. Prior to the discovery of the body, Huckabee was not a prime suspect. She was interviewed on multiple occasions, but her behavior was assumed to be attention-seeking, rather than evidence of involvement. After the body was found in the suitcase Huckabee had reported stolen, investigators began taking a closer look at Huckabee's behavior. They took notice of the unusual fact that a woman who reported losing a suitcase should be the one woman out of everyone in this complex who should happen to find a note that reports that the stolen suitcase was used to hide the child's body. The police got another lead when a retired U.S. Marine and his wife notified police that they had spotted Huckabee and her SUV at the irrigation pond on their property at Bucketty Road and Whitehall Road between 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. on March 27th. They reportedly recognized Huckabee on television. On April 10, 2009, Huckabee was arrested and charged with the murder of Cantu. She received further charges regarding the drug. On April 10, 2009, Huckabee was arrested and charged with the murder of Cantu. She received further charges regarding the druggings of a 7-year-old girl and a 37-year-old man. These charges were dropped as part of a plea bargain in which Huckabee pleaded guilty to the first-degree murder and kidnapping of Cantu in order to avoid the death penalty. Huckabee was sentenced to life imprisonment without possibility of parole. At her sentencing, Huckabee said, "I still cannot understand why I did what I did. This is a question I will struggle with for the rest of my life."